Welcome back to M Squared. I'm your host, Dan Ryan. I'm with my co-host today, Anthony Rapp.
What's up?
Mike Bloomfield.
What's up?
And we're also joined by the Porterhouse party guys, Pete and Joe. Thanks for joining us.
What's going on, guys?
So how you guys doing?
Good. It's a cool setup. Excited to be here.
We appreciate you coming on. We have a podcast that's built on local brands and how to build a brand in yourself in a local marketplace and then expand beyond. Rap reached out. We looked at what you guys were doing. We loved it. So we'd love to hear a little bit about what you guys are doing in a little bit. But first off, we usually talk a little bit about everything in between, figure out what's going on in the world, talk about just trends in media and other stuff, and get your input as well. So what do you got today?
So for today's Raps Rant,
And now,
gotta wait for the
today's
cool
Raps Rant.
So employees as an extension of your brand. 20 minutes before I came here, I was at a deli, and you get the guy behind the counter who's talking on the phone, not paying attention, but that's a deli application, right? So it's not as important for that brand, let's call it the gas station. But I've been in real life scenarios, which made me think of it, where you're going somewhere, you're paying a lot of money for an item, and the brand above the door is not reflected by the person behind the counter. And this is applicable for anything, even you guys. You guys are a brand, right? And if you have an employee that doesn't represent the brand well, it could cost you business, it could cost you money, it could cost you your reputation. So the rant today is, what do you guys think about that? How can you control the brand through an employee standpoint? Or how do you control employees or people that represent your brand from misrepresenting that brand?
I think it's hard. I think it's something you got to source. You got to find somebody that's takes pride in their work, somebody who looks to be there, somebody who wants to participate. You can't always find somebody who's going to be a total 100% in person, but if you find somebody who seems passionate about what they're doing and you give them an opportunity to go and do good things or be able to grow or excel or do other things within their job, whether you're a kid bagging groceries or moving up in the world.
We bag our groceries out. They don't even bag your groceries anymore.
That's right.
They charge you $1.
But they
and make you
ask for a
scan it.
tip.
Yeah.
They have a tip jar there. So
That's another rant.
That's
for
the fun part for us too, like seeing guys in our team develop and some guys step up in certain areas and grow as a team. The way me and Joe usually run it is we'll have a guy train with me one time, I have a guy train with Joe. We're pretty strict on how we want things to run. We coach them up how to deal with the people, be personable. And if we don't see what we like after the 2 trainings, then we tell them we're going in a different direction. But honestly, we got an amazing crew.
Yeah. That's what really sets you apart as a business. It's your crew. If somebody can represent the company the same way as you, you're going to do great things.
How hard is it to find that person, though?
It's hard. We're a little bit lucky. I feel like we're pretty lucky because we have a fun concept going on and stuff. So a lot of people want to be a part of it.
Yeah. The guys take pride in the company and they love working for us. And
As many people we brought on, I think we've gotten rid of double. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
but if you look,
The other problem you have is everyone has a bad day.
Right.
So everyone has a bad day, and that day gets to them, and they could snap at that moment, and they're representing your brand. And we all have bad days, right?
But
Yeah.
them in particular, we're going to talk about the beginnings and where you guys came from, but it's the brand that Social built, right? Don't get me wrong, the cooking and the personality and all that stuff. But their brand, as well as all of our brands, even our brands, as soon as you do something wrong, I used to own a restaurant. The person who got the bad steak, pardon the pun, was the first one to put on Yelp how we suck.
Yep.
The 50 people that got the perfectly medium rare, perfect steak
Maybe
frites.
one of them will post.
No one ever said anything.
Maybe one.
You know what I love about being on social media? They give me all the pictures and videos of the party. I get to watch the whole party from
Right.
beginning to end.
That's true.
I know exactly what went on. I know exactly what they missed, if they didn't put down the mat. So I get to see everything. And I know who really did a great job.
That's great. No one's
Yeah,
ever brought that
yeah,
up.
yeah.
They get to
That's
watch as
sorry.
the boss in the back end.
Now they know.
Yeah, I was going to say. We'll cut that out and just leave it somewhere else.
but that's
watch it.
interesting on how to use it as a coaching tool.
Yeah.
Management 101 through Instagram.
So I'm going through the videos, making the videos. I'm sitting here. I'm like, I legitimately know what went on in the party, how the food came out, how the setup was, etc.
So talk a little bit about the brand itself, where you became, how it became what it is, what got you guys started. Give us the background story.
Yeah, it happened during COVID. New York, unfortunately, was on lockdown for a little bit. We couldn't go to any restaurants. Joe, actually, funny story. We were at a party one time and people were asking, You know, did you start it? Did I start it? Whose idea was it? And he said me, and I said him.
That means it don't matter. Equal.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Joe was buying meat and dry aging it, and then he was telling all our friends, "Hey, in this amount of days, it's gonna be ready. Come over," and everyone would make a side. They started like a small 15-person party. It was low key, but then guys being guys, we started drinking, adding this, adding
Right.
that. We had fun. People were like calling us, "Hey, I want in on the next one. I want in on the next one." Next thing it was like 40, 50 people. The wives were trying to come, kids were trying to come. So it just blew up. I finally was at one of the parties. I was helping Joe do everything. I was like, I love all of this. I have a little bit of a background with cooking. So I added some of that stuff into it. We made the name.
You guys are city employees, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually a fireman, and
I never had Pete call me so much in 2 weeks.
yeah.
He
Thank
wouldn't
you
let
for
me
what you
say
guys
no.
do.
But
Yeah. So I was telling him, I think we can make a business out of this. I think we could make money off of it. And he was a little hesitant at first, and I was pitching this, pitching that.
It's a big undertaking, right?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not-
any chance you take is a risk.
Yeah.
And even when I was telling some people that we were thinking about doing it, they're like, "Oh, so you're gonna go to people's houses and cook steaks?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, it wasn't like in the beginning people.
Whoever said no to that,
Right.
didn't mistake or
Yeah.
yeah,
right.
We made the logo. We came up with the brand, and trial and error. We just added things, changed this, changed
I'm
that.
going to cut you off. Talk about the logo because that's also something we talk
Yeah.
about here related to branding. So I love it. I get it, but it seems like it took a lot to get there because it's a very well and very detailed logo. So how'd you guys arrive at that one?
So I actually made this one pretty quick. The only one who was giving me a hard time was my wife. I had everybody like, I love it. And she was like, it looks this, it looks that. And then finally I was just like, this is the logo, and that's it.
tell them how you came up with the name.
I was drinking one night.
Nah, I was on the John, actually.
There you go.
That's when the thinking comes.
The best ideas.
And I was like, Porterhouse, house party, Porterhouse party. Did a quick Google search. The only thing that came up was like a reunion down south.
Yeah.
So we trademarked it. We went with it, and people love it.
Nice.
So I like how in the logo you got the cuts of the different meat.
Right. That's what I like. I
Yeah.
thought that was very intricate.
But now maybe make the porterhouse a different color.
This the cow?
Yeah. Wait, isn't a porterhouse a type of cut? Am I
Yeah, so
incorrect?
that's one of the cuts. Yeah. Oh, you're saying like
You said make it
logo
red.
where
that
it
should
comes
have been
from?
like the gold.
like an X mark where it comes
X
from.
marks the
We'll
spot.
put that in the suggestion box.
It's probably a bag suggestion.
Where they keep that suggestion box, Mike.
In the trash.
I don't want to do any more designing. This took a while.
They lost that suggestion box after their first celebrity party.
He's probably going to be your best customer, though. So
Yeah.
be good to him.
But it was funny because I was actually having this conversation about the cut of the meat yesterday with my father, and because I love to eat, I don't know what the cut of meats are. I just know I like Porterhouse, I like tomahawks, But my dad called me yesterday. He lives in Arizona, and he's like, "What cut of the meat is Peter Luger's?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just know it's steak for two." No, you have to know what cut of meat. And then I'm like on the internet trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so I think the main thing is the Porterhouse as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Especially-
After research.
So that steak for two is essentially what we're bringing to everybody's houses.
Yeah.
So can we debunk the myth? Because I know this, and I know you know this, but it sounds better coming from you.
Yes.
A tomahawk steak is simply a what?
It's a ribeye with a long bone.
It's a glorified ribeye.
Unbelievable. But you get to charge $60 more.
For the bone that you're throwing
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Can we
yeah.
cut
But
this
when
out? Can
when
we
I-
cut this out?
No, but I'm saying, like I said, in my past life, I owned a restaurant. But when you tell people that, even my wife or when my father was here, yeah, we're getting, they'd be like, you're an idiot. It's the same. It's the same thing. Why do you want the bone?
But doesn't the
look
bone
good when they
add
come out.
flavor though
Yes,
when it's
well,
cooking?
But it looks good.
I mean,
It
a
looks
ribeye,
good.
a ribeye's your
That's what it
most
is.
flavor
You don't
cut
think
of
the
meat
bone-
anyway.
bone's
It's
so
got the
long.
fat,
Right.
yeah. But a tomahawk is essentially a restaurant's best friend.
Yeah.
Because it's a special, it's overcharged. and
Oh, yeah.
People love it.
Don't order the tomahawk.
And it looks
anymore.
good coming
You
out.
used to order all the
You
time.
told me to keep ordering it.
Listen, you kept ordering it every week, $150 a
So
pop.
we bring a tomahawk to every one of our parties right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They sell themselves, though. People
And we
see
don't
them come
charge you an
out,
extra
they-
$60.
Yeah. You'll
No,
see
I
some-
wasn't suggesting you guys
I know,
overcharge.
no, I
I was
know.
just talking about the general population doesn't believe
Yeah,
that
no,
it's a friggin' ribeye.
Absolutely, yeah.
They don't think, you
Well,
know.
yeah.
Go ahead, Tess. You could. They don't
No,
believe
you're
it.
100% right. You're 100% right.
You could have a ribeye steak or a tomahawk. They're like, I'll have the tomahawk. Same thing.
Yeah.
But they don't realize.
People like the
And it's the
bone.
marketing, it's the branding of it, though. You like the bone, you like the way it looks, you wrap it up with the foil, you do shots out of the marrow. Let's talk a little bit about that.
We
Where did
love-
that come from?
We also
Yeah.
love serving the tomahawks at the party because we've just been holding the bone, having people eat right off of it.
That's the,
We-
yeah.
We're at that party we did yesterday. We have
Oh,
seven,
yeah,
8
yeah,
people in a
yeah,
row
yeah,
just
yeah.
going in.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely not COVID.
Yeah, I was going to say, thank God COVID's
COVID's
over.
over.
Well,
COVID's over.
I think about that frequently. How we started in COVID, nobody would even talk to each other. You couldn't go 6 feet. Now I have people eating off skewers and taking bone marrow shots. And
They're passing around the tomahawk on the hand.
you know what?
Passing
Yeah,
around
that sounds
the
At the end of the day, people are just dying to have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what we bring when we come.
So talk about the experience. So unfortunately, I've never had a Porterhouse party. We're going to have one at my house. Everybody's going to be there. But give me the experience from start to finish.
How many
We
people got to
book
be
you,
there?
and what are we doing?
Yeah, so the minimum's 14 people. So you got a gathering at your house. And what we'll do is, when we started off, it was all about the food. You can't really get dry aged meat this quality anywhere that you can find in a grocery store.
Can you share where you get it from or no? Top
No.
secret. All right.
No.
Enough. I got you.
They're
I'll
butchering
tell you what, it's in
cows.
the Midwest.
Just got it.
It's
In the Midwest.
Somewhere
It definitely comes from a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
That's it. I hope.
They get them
Hopefully
right
it's
off
not
of
made in the lab,
right off
but
of
we'll
Peter
see.
Luger's truck.
Yeah.
They go there
Yeah.
on delivery
I
day.
know that route.
Comes right off Pat Montalbano's the end.
Staten Island guys.
Yeah.
Basically, we started out with the food and stuff, and one day I was like, what am I going to do with the bone marrow? We were serving on the side of steaks. I said, I want to make the parties fun. I love going to a steakhouse. Like, it's got music going. People are dancing on the table. Or, you know,
Gabriella's
at their
after
tables. Exactly. So basically, I just came up with the idea. I was like, let's try taking shots out of it. We did a couple times, and that really took off. Social media is such a powerful influence in society right now that once people see other people doing it, they want to do it.
FOMO.
And and social media, once the shots started going, everybody started taking their parties up a notch and stuff, and it's a great time. So what we try to do is we go off the vibe of the party. Whether you want to sit down dinner, we'll come. We'll keep it classy, nice and neat. It's all about the meat. You want to turn it up a little bit, we're going to turn it up. We have the staff basically that they're very relatable. That's what you want in people that you
Because they're in your home, right? It's
Yeah,
different than going to
exactly.
a restaurant.
So
They're coming to your
we're
house.
doing bone marrow shots.
Yeah.
That's one way to step up. What's another way you're stepping it up?
A little champagne gun.
Champagne gun.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So not everything is related to doing it out of the steak or the
No.
bone. But you're just taking
Yeah.
all funds.
Yeah.
Well, you touched a little bit on about FOMO. When we first started, we were like on the fence, should we post every video that we do?
Right.
Then we started realizing every video that we posted, either somebody was seeing somebody they knew who did a
Right.
Porterhouse party,
That's it.
or they saw something crazy that somebody did, and then we go to their house and they'd be like, we're going to do this.
Right.
And we're like,
Because they want to film it, and
your
tag
house.
that other person and
Yeah,
go,
it's
look,
your house,
that's what
go
you did,
ahead.
this is what I did.
and the party's just escalated.
Yeah. I think what makes us unique is that we came up with this concept and we stayed in our lane and basically took our ideas and never really pitched from anything else or like any other ideas. We made it a totally unique concept that nobody ever did before. And that's what really blew us up in the short time that we've been around.
Talk about some of the celebrity people, some of the high-end clients, some of the sports celebrities we were talking about before we got on the show that you guys have been a part of and been called upon to serve.
Yeah, so right before the playoff game against the Vikings, we served the Giants.
That's awesome.
Originally, when it started, I believe it was supposed to be just Saquon and the offensive line. It was going to be his gift to them. A day before the party, they call us and he goes, they were all talking about it at practice today. I'm like, there's no way.
And you're like, fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm like, they were talking about us. He's like, the entire offense is coming.
Right.
So now we had all the big boys, the offensive linemen, the tight ends.
And they're having 3 tomahawks a man.
That's what we joke about.
Ribeyes.
They were
Ribeye,
just,
sorry.
Yeah.
tomahawk, whatever. They were eating through everything. It was a totally new element for us because we were doing everything at people's houses. Now
Yeah, so we got the call 24 hours
Yeah.
before. It was like, where are we going to do this thing? Nobody wanted to do it at their house. So we actually had a restaurant open up their doors to us.
Nice.
And we cooked in their kitchen, first time ever, for the New York Giants.
What restaurateur is going to say no to that? Right?
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
do me a
exactly.
favor, we got the team coming. You're like, okay, good. Open up
Yeah,
the doors.
yeah.
Whatever you got there.
They're great. They're great. We did an event there afterwards.
Yeah.
We have a great partnership with them. We have something on June 22nd coming up with them in New Jersey. And legitimately, we close out the restaurant, ticket only to get in, throw a Porterhouse party. It's a great time. But with the Giants, yeah, it was a good time, man. It's funny because those O-line, they live up to their name with the food.
You don't realize how big they are until you're standing next to them.
Yeah, I think the receivers had their plates cleared off of the
Right.
table. They were just hanging out, chilling.
Yeah.
We're going over the lineman like another steak. He's like, just keep throwing it down, keep throwing it down.
Yeah. And people who know me know I'm a huge Giants fan, but I tried to act as professional as I could.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But think of it this way: they hired you. That's
Yeah,
right.
no,
I mean,
that-
listen.
To
If
the-
anything, they were starstruck by you.
Then the next day we were just like going, about the day, what's for the weekend. 'Cause
Right.
we did them on a Thursday night, right?
Yeah, we
so
did
Then we
Thursday
had
night.
all the regular weekend stuff, and I was just like, are we not gonna talk about that?
Right.
We just like it didn't hit me until,
Like, this
until a day. It was like a
This
day.
is real.
later. Yeah.
And now you got to use the FOMO and start tagging the Yankees and be like, look, Giants got the Porterhouse party. When
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah. Hey, Rod, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
We're coming.
What about the celebrities, the housewives? I've seen. I follow. I stalk you guys on social. I've seen a bunch of parties. You have any interesting stories? Or
We did the housewives. The housewives, they have a good time, man.
They really do.
They are fun.
so they live up to the hype.
They
live
do.
up to the hype.
They're a good time. They're fun, and you know what? They've been extremely supportive of us, and we've actually done a few private events for them, not filmed for Bravo. So they've done great stuff for us.
So-
Marketing us as well.
Yeah.
And they have a huge reach.
Danielle Cabral, she's from Staten
Yeah,
Island.
she's Staten Island.
Yeah.
She came to our event as the Lefties. She's
Yeah.
a big supporter. She's great people. We had Todd Frazier at the last one.
Cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
So are you tri-state only, or are you traveling?
We are traveling. We're mostly tri-state. But hey,
If the
people-
money's
people-
right,
yeah,
they're
exactly.
traveling.
If
Yeah.
you want to
We-
bring us out, we're going.
Yeah, that's.
If you get the call to go to LA,
we will go anywhere. Just the numbers just gotta work.
yeah, we interviewed Shawnee, and she travels, and I think
They
you had
met,
a
yeah.
chance to meet
We
her.
actually got to talk to her.
And-
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and she went through on our last podcast the list of celebrities that she's been through. Now, to be honest, I didn't know most of them because they
That's
made
true.
fun of me. I'm a rocker, but she was going through like the whole like rap list of the who's who of rap.
Forget it.
Rap put us up against her before. He said, "Why don't you guys talk
Yeah.
about how you did it?"
She
But
beat
then
me
2
after the
seconds,
third
I was
person.
like, "All right."
Yeah.
Because they both have an impressive roster. I mean,
Yeah.
you put them both in a room.
Isn't
That's a
she,
podcast
Isn't
unto
she
themselves.
about to sign up like with? She told us with the Yankees. She was saying the
New York Yankees. She's gonna put a
Right.
spot out there.
Yeah.
And
Trust me, I got her license.
I don't
plate.
know if
We'll
that's
find
okay.
her. We're gonna find her.
So talk about the journey from the idea to now. What is it? 2 years? 3 years? You're in business?
No, not even.
Not even 2.5.
15 months. 15 months.
I thought you said like the first year of COVID. I'm sorry.
No.
So it's
Like when COVID ended,
right.
we went out to a
when it ended.
steakhouse,
Gotcha.
and
That's
as we were all sitting around, everybody's looking around saying, "Your steak is better. What are you doing?"
Right.
And then next morning, I said, "All right, Pete, you win. We're doing it."
All right. So even better. So
Yeah.
in 15 months, talk about the explosive growth, how you've managed and maintained it, and then where you see the next 15 months going.
Hard work for sure. Joe, maniac. Guy's working all the time. Hard work for both of us. And I feel like we're personable guys. We built a lot of relationships with good people. We locked down all the things we needed to get the business going. Just people, I feel like being from Staten Island, community town, like I feel like people are proud of us.
Well, that's why we got you here.
I was at an event and it was a firefighter event, and a kid comes over to me and he's like, "Hey, you're the Porterhouse guy." I actually knew him from when I was growing up. I'm not crazy.
Right.
He goes, "I do woodwork." He goes, "Can I make you a cutting board?"
That's cool.
That's
I'm-
awesome.
I'm like, "Yeah, make me a cut." I'm like, "What do you want for it?" He's like, "Just post it on your page." The kid
That's
makes
cool.
us a cutting board. It was like unbelievable. I
Ever
called him
since
that day.
then.
I said, "Make me 4 more." I don't care how
Yeah,
like
make me
like.
4 more.
So now he makes all of our platters and woodworking. So definitely hard work, good relationship building,
Yeah,
Joe will definitely
networks.
Yeah.
Networking is huge.
and social media. We do all ourselves. People don't believe that.
Good for you.
They think we have somebody helping us with
You're
it.
better off
but
because you know what you want. You put it out the way you
Yeah.
want it.
I like it the way it is, and
you got the benefit that you're going like business to consumer.
right.
So you're able to really take advantage of social
Exactly.
media. We talk about this a lot. I sell IT. IT is boring, so we try to make it fun, but I'm strictly B2B.
Yeah.
But you have that benefit that you're able to go viral, put something on TikTok, and you're going after everyone in this geographic region. So that makes it a huge
Right.
plus.
And the page is growing, so we'll be at parties and people are like, "I'm gonna do this, film me," or they'll take videos of themselves and they send it to us the next day and they're like, "Make sure you put this in the reel."
And you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Exactly.
feel like one of the most
Free
common
content. I'll
things,
take it.
most common things we get is that we exceed expectations.
Yeah.
We're not one of those things that you see on social media that's like a letdown. You're like, it wasn't that great, this and that. I really do feel like we have the total package between the entertainment and the food. You're not finding both ends anywhere else.
Yeah.
Which is just really is everything with the success that we've been going through.
Talk about
Now
the
we're
other
trying to
offerings.
figure out how to turn it into other things and
That's
keep
where I was going to go.
expanding.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Talk
right,
about that.
I wish I could talk and talk, but I think
Yeah.
Pete will.
I mean, we have a couple of roads that we're starting to head down that we think we're going to do. I feel like we both are in agreement that the name is hot right now. People want us. People want to partner with us. We've had people message us all the time. Hey, I'll come to your parties and do this for free. Can you add this into your parties? So I feel like now's the time to, just grind it and see where we can end up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go on the road.
That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah, so we'll see.
No,
You don't
so
look too excited though. Your face.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
your
ready.
face is
I'm
like-
ready.
he's like, yeah,
I'm
go on the
so
road.
I'd be out the door right now.
That's not dissimilar from Rodney Scott. When he took his barbecue on the road, he was just a single person.
Yeah.
And now he's the James Beard Award winner as a pit master just because he went on the road out of necessity and just tried to figure out his business.
doing.
Yeah, we've put ourselves in some situations that I'm not gonna lie. Like maybe the day before, I was on the phone with him. I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna. And then
What are we doing?
yeah,
but that's good.
No, but you pull it off.
It's growing
and
pains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People appreciate it, and
But if you don't take the shot, you never know.
When-
that's
no risk, no
When you keep
reward.
hitting those shots, you become addicted to it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
You just want to keep challenging yourself to keep it going. It's not. I feel like most people don't start businesses because they have a failure to fail. Now, once I feel like we're on the road where I'm almost addicted to succeeding.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want everything that's
You have
coming
that
my
taste
way,
and
and
you
I
just
feel like
Yeah.
we're working hard towards it, and we're gonna get it.
Now you bring the grill that comes with you. Like you have a truck. Is it outfitted or how does that work?
yeah, we got trucks and
Yeah.
pickup.
To tell you the truth, we don't come with the fancy grill.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's it.
So-
It doesn't matter if
As
it's
long
fan.
as long as it holds a fire in it, we're good.
Well,
That's-
however,
yeah.
you said it's
They're not- listen, they're
entertainment.
not cooking
now
out
you
of
need,
garbage cans,
but,
right?
but now,
They, you know.
but you said that's the entertainment. It's the grills with the LEDs,
Right.
the music, the smoke
Yeah.
coming out. This
I
way,
know.
I could
I
go
thought
on.
about some smoke as I'm cutting the steak.
shh, like the
Yeah,
fireworks
yeah,
shooting
yeah.
out as the steaks
Yeah.
are ready.
There's a lot of parts of the party I could tell you my favorite parts, but one of them is definitely when we set up. You always got one person like, "That's the grill you guys are using," and I'm
Right.
like, "You're gonna." Love
I would
the
be
steak."
that guy.
Yeah,
I would
when
be
we
that
first
guy.
You're gonna love the steaks. Don't worry.
I would be that guy. I'd be like, really? We hired these kids? What are we doing?
When we started, people would be giving us looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the? I guess you can't give us the secret, right? But there's so many restaurants that just can't do a steak. And you have a number of restaurants. Some of the best Staten Island restaurants
Can't
that
do a
clean.
steak.
They have the best steak on Staten Island. I go and I'm like, oh. And then you go to some of the places. Recently we've been to Millie's Meatballs. Who would ever think they have a good steak? They probably of restaurants on Staten Island. My favorite steak right now is at Millie's Meatballs.
I called him out on it. I said, no way.
And
You
then he
can't. There's not
came.
a chance.
And he
It was
came.
excellent.
I told him it had to be good. I never tried it, but I told you it had to be good.
But and they apparently the cook there was from Wolfgang. I think the trick is really just dipping in the butter right before you put it on my plate.
That's pretty much the standard way that every restaurant does
flavor.
it, which makes it different from what we do, and that's what really makes us stand out. But yeah, I think who you have in the kitchen is huge. And in other places, everybody's, inflation and stuff, everybody's cutting back a little bit. And that's one thing that we're not doing.
Listen, meat's expensive.
Yeah.
You want good meat, you're paying for it. So I would say, if you're not paying up for the meat, that's already going to put you at a disadvantage to try. Everything we serve is as advertised, prime and dry
Right.
aged for what we say it is. So we've never cut back on anything like that.
Because even if you're a good chef, if you have a bad product, you can't
Yeah,
make
there's
miracles.
only so many
Right,
things you can do.
right.
There's
There's only so much salt, pepper, garlic you can throw on it. So talk about the other offerings. We were talking outside. You guys now have a raw bar. You're now offering oysters. So you have packages and different upgrades, downgrades, accessories. So what else is offered in your packages for a party?
Yeah, so the parties, we've done everything from first birthdays, 40th birthdays. People get dressed up when we come. We've done some crazy parties, and people love seafood. Like Seafood Tower is a classic
Yeah, beautiful.
steakhouse.
Right.
And we advertise that we bring the steakhouse experience to you. And one of the people that we were originally considering to do the meat from has a seafood thing. So
Perfect.
we said, we actually think we're going to go in a different direction, but can we use you for seafood? And we had on oysters. And then the other thing that we always joke about, I'll get into it, is the whole business is like women dominated. Like they call us the meat men. We show up.
There you go.
It's all men
There you
cooking
go.
meat. We're
Yeah,
feeding
yeah.
the girls.
Yeah.
So I kept telling them, I'm like, the husbands are in the corner sometimes, just staring at
I've never
us.
fed a girl in my life.
Yeah. We said we need a couple of girls to chuck oysters, and that kind of started. And so
Yeah.
we offer oysters, shrimp cocktail, and that's an add-on to our packages of raw bar.
You got hash browns. You got the Irish kid needs to know about the potato.
We do have a sides menu as well. We have a sweet mashed potato and a regular potato, but not hash browns. But if we come for you guys, we'll make it work.
How long is the party typically? And not the hanging out, because we'll talk about that in a second, because that's important, right? Because you guys are in people's homes. So unlike going to a restaurant where you can get up and just leave,
Yeah.
when you invite someone in your house, you bond with those people, right? You said you feel like family.
Yeah.
Almost.
On camera, I'm going to say all my parties are 6 to 7 hours. No, but from setup
That
to
sounds about
breakdown,
right.
it's about 4-ish.
When we first started, it was 3. Now it's 4-ish to 5.
Yeah, 4 to 5 hours.
Because you got to play off the customer, like wherever
Yeah,
you are. Because
yeah.
maybe they don't want the food right away. Maybe they're enjoying their wine, or maybe they're
Yeah,
hanging out
exactly,
and doing shots out of the bone marrow, like Mike will be doing.
We don't give them much time to hang out and sit there and like look at each other. You're getting up right away. You're gonna have an appetizer. We're gonna go into some drinks. We're gonna have some laughs and a good time right away.
We're constantly hitting them with the next part of the show. So it's you're getting the appetizer, then
Right.
we're doing the shots, then you're getting the fillet bites, then you're getting this. So they're engaged almost the whole time. And honestly, every party we do now, they're like, please don't leave. Have a drink. So listen, to be at work and working for your own company and to see people want you to stay to hang out at their party because you did a good job, like that, you
Yeah.
can't. That's an amazing feeling.
And it's great because the staff, they're in no rush to leave. The staff is in no rush to leave.
Is there anything we didn't touch on that we want to get out there? We're going to end with your socials. Where can we find you? Tell us how to get there. But anything coming up that you want to touch on that we missed, or
All right.
part of your branding story that you want to share that we missed?
This summer, we still have very limited availability. There is. It's 14 people for the minimum. Saturdays are 20 for minimum. When you inquire with us, have some dates in mind. Just shoot some dates at me. We'll see if we can make it work. But the inquiries, they come in pretty heavy.
Yeah.
They come in pretty heavy. It's
I told you,
great.
my wife
I
tried
mean,
to book it
yeah.
for me, and you told me no. So
Yeah,
it's all right. I'm not going to hold it
so-
against you.
But I remember her name. I got the sick memory. I remember everybody.
Well, Emmanuel is a unique name.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's not like
he's
you
not
know,
lying either.
Stephanie or Janet.
I had people. We do parties for that will text us and stuff afterwards, and like always congratulate us. Like our clients have become our biggest supporters. Our
Right.
previous clients. It's a great feeling.
So the next thing you're going to get is when there's I guess as you grow as a business, you realize there is never no limit. Just hire more people.
Yeah.
You got that many people who want you.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
that's it. Get another grill. Get more staff. Put them out there.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll take anyone on. You gotta pay.
We're gonna branch off into some new things, and we'll let you know when we launch it. Maybe we'll come up here and announce it. And
No. He already lied to me. He told me you were coming on with steaks. I see no steaks.
Definitely did not say that. Definitely didn't say
The
that.
grill was too big. We couldn't
Yeah, I
fit
was
it
gonna
in the
say.
door.
They couldn't fit in the elevator.
The lights don't even work.
You told
Imagine
me-
you put smoke in here. Forget
You
about it.
said it was the table grill you're
Yeah,
cooking with. But so you said you're doing all your own social media, right?
Yeah.
So with us focusing on market and branding, any tools you're using, recommendations, tips for people listening? Are you recording them on your phone? Are you using a camera? Are you using any apps that you could recommend?
so with the social media, it's simple. The phone, short clips. You don't need to video a whole segment or something. I try to keep it quick. In, out, always changing direction, swiping left, swiping right, zoom in, zoom out. Our reels are basically like 1 second clips, and they're constantly flowing and telling a story of the whole night. Whatever you do with social media, you have to come up with your brand and the direction you want to perceive your company towards people, and stick with it basically. And don't be shy to try things out. We've tried some crazy things out, and the crazier we go, the more it works out.
We've pitched some ideas that they've wanted to do, and I've gone to parties where they come to me and they say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and I'm like,
Yeah, sometimes
You're into
Pete's
it.
Joe,
What was
please don't do that. And
There
I'm
was-
like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then it goes off.
"There's one party I was doing one day. It was a low key party. Sit down. They just wanted to eat. No problem with that. he was at a party. The guy drove an ATV into the house, into the living room, an ATV, and he sent
I've
me
seen that
video.
in a movie.
Yeah,
Now that's a party.
I've seen
and
that. in a movie.
I was like, oh, all right, I guess you're having a good time.
So I love the branding. I love that you come with the sweatshirt on. You come with the hat on, right? I'm assuming you have a website, or is
Yeah.
everything on social?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so-
PorterhousePartyNY.com.
Okay.
We
now,
got merch on there.
I love it.
Yeah, you could put inquiries on there. You could see some of our past parties. You could see the menu for the raw bar as well. And anything on the raw bar that's not on that menu, it's all market price. So we could do anything basically with the raw bar. With the meat, we don't give other options. I feel like I like the fact that I'm coming with one of the best steaks you'll ever have, and this is what you're gonna eat.
And there's
I'm
something
not,
to that.
I'm not serving you chicken.
Not going to compromise it. Yeah.
I'm not serving you chicken. I'm a specialty service. This is what you came for. This is what you're gonna get.
Right.
Now,
The Porterhouse is the perfect steak for a couple.
everything you need.
Couple, right? Women love filet. It's a tender, lean cut of meat. Then you got your strip. It's a little bit more fatty. That kind of. We did that one party. We had one party. We were like, let's just do a whole tomahawk party. The guys were going nuts.
Right.
The girls too fatty.
Yeah.
So the Porterhouse is your filet for the girls. And the guys love filet too.
Yeah.
And I think you asked before about the bone.
yep.
So when you get that piece of filet in a steakhouse, it doesn't come on the bone, right? It doesn't have much flavor. But when you actually cut it off the bone, it's got a whole different.
It cooks better too.
Yeah, yep.
Now, are you cutting all your meat like a Peter Luger's does as well, or it comes pre-prepared for you cut already?
As far as like the butchering,
Like, yeah, I guess the butchering aspect of it.
No, we don't butcher it ourselves. But as far as what we do is, once the steak is cooked, we'll cut it up in front
Right.
of everybody.
The reason I ask is,
Yeah.
and we always cut this,
Yeah.
is because the best hamburger in my life, I don't know if you ever had the Peter Luger hamburger, by far, and apparently the secret is what they butcher for the Porterhouse, all the extra that they have to cut off
Oh, the dry
gets
aged burger.
grinded,
Yeah.
all gets
That
grinded
makes sense.
together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that becomes the burger.
It's like
Absolutely.
the everything bagel.
So I'm like, if you're butchering, there you
Whatever's
go.
left.
Now it's the burgers. You could
Yeah.
like, but all right. So the big branding question: you have the website, you have all the social. What's your email address?
What's our email, Pete?
info@porterhousepartyny.com.
They got it.
Pass.
That was
Good-
the
good
test.
job.
You passed the test. Let him. Oh no!
Do
Watch.
people not know that?
No, people. Yeah,
Any
explain.
business owners like do a great job at branding. Put the website together. Put social media, and then you'll be like, "What's your email?" Oh, porterhouseny@gmail.com. And you've just missed like the whole branding
Yes.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So, for being a new business, 15, 16 months in, you hit it all, right? You got the merch, you got the email, you got the website. So bravo, great job. Don't you love when you sell merch and someone's buying to put your logo on them and advertise you all around?
Yeah, it's great.
This is our original one. It's the we bring the steakhouse experience to you. But our more popular one is our slogan: "The meat made me do it."
I like that. The meat made me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, someone just messaged us today, a friend, that he was in Costco. Somebody came running up to him. He's like, "Are you the Porterhouse guys?" And he's like, "No, it's my buddy's company." And he said the guy said nothing to him.
Walked
He
away.
just looked at him disappointed and walked away.
He thought he was gonna be able to book you.
Yeah.
He figured he's got him captive. Now you can't say no.
But no, and most businesses miss that branding. So that's great to
Yeah,
see like a
and
new business and you've hit you're putting all these checks. That's great.
And the social media, Instagram is probably our bread and butter. It's huge for us. But the website took us to a new level as well. So.
Well, is that the best place for inquiries? Because we're gonna ask you that at the very end. But
Yeah,
that's the best
yeah.
place?
You could DM me on Instagram.
Yeah, we still do a lot through DMs, but
But,
inquiries we get right to the email and we answer those right away.
Everyone puts them in through the email.
At the correct domain. Just saying.
Yeah.
The problem, and it's great that it works now. The problem is as you scale, you realize where the DMs become tough. That's when now keeping track. Did I answer this person? Did I
yeah.
miss? Did it get into my
Especially
CRM?
I'm on it. He's on it. So,
I'm like,
you know.
Pete, if we read it and we don't answer it, we
You
got to
gotta-
highlight it unread.
Right. And
But you know.
and
Plus
that's
you
the
got-
problem.
and-
When you scale and as you get bigger, you realize like as much as it's great,
Right.
but now it's a person to monitor
Yeah.
and maintain that.
In the beginning, it was really easy to get to every DM. Now, we send out 4 cruiser nights sometimes. So if you have 3 or 4 people at each party tag you in something they posted, now there's 12 things that if there was something there, you gotta.
gone.
So
You
the-
go on the notifications of bing, bing,
Yeah,
bing, bing.
yeah. My phone and his phone all day. It's
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
So
But-
you'll do any night. You guys go 7 days.
We'll do any night of the week. Whatever you guys want, we're here for you.
Right now, I'm getting pretty hungry.
We're gonna let you bring it home. We're gonna let you bring it home because we have these guys here a long
we may have
time.
a cooler in the truck. Right?
Joe and Pete.
Get the grill.
Joe and Pete, Porterhouse Party, thanks for joining us. Thanks for what you guys do in the community too with your jobs in the city and everything and being able to knock out a business and hit it out of the park. Congratulations to you both. I'm Dan Ryan.
Anthony Rapp,
Mike Bloomfield.
and that's a wrap.
That's it.
Thanks for having
Thank you, man.
Guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys.
me. That was cool, guys.